It was 1 a.m. in the Gottwald Science Center when I saw all the lights turn off in the surrounding rooms. I sat alone at a desolate desk and watched as the world around me turned to black. I imagined what it would be like to have someone barge into my room, flailing a gun, yelling at me to get on the floor under the tables. I thought of what it would be like to get shot at point blank and never know it was coming. All the people I could not say bye to, all the dreams and goals I had for myself, would vanish into thin air as soon as he pulled the trigger. I remember when I first heard about the Columbine shootings. I was only 9 years old at the time, and quite frankly, I did not care. When I got into high school, my knowledge of the massacre deepened when I saw Michael Moore's film Bowling for Columbine for the first time. Despite his incredibly left-wing biased commentary, I was shocked by the movie. The images and videos disturbed me beyond belief. When I look at this photo, I see much more than two gunmen. I cannot help but imagine what is going through their minds and whether or not they understand the destruction they have done. Have they fully comprehended the irrevocable damage and trauma they have inflicted on their classmates? With every trigger pulled, did they feel a hint of remorse? Then I think about the victims, how afraid they must have been in that cafeteria eating lunch, thinking it was just a normal day. I see the chairs on the ground and I imagine students scrambling in every direction, fighting for their lives. In the times before Columbine, people viewed school as a safe haven. After the massacre, a whole new door was opened and a new enemy was born. This enemy looked like a lonesome student who wore baggy clothes and listened to heavy metal music. The image of this enemy was conjured up by the media to enable Americans to channel their anger. This is a country that functions best when we unite not to acknowledge our own wrongdoings, but to place blame on others. The reality is that the atrocity committed by Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold was not a product of pop culture, but of a much deeper psychological problem that can never be fully understood. Marion Hirsch's theory on post-memory stresses the importance of looking at images from the past as a way of experiencing tragedy in the present. This method is effective in reliving the past and understanding pain and suffering through visual media. But it is of the utmost importance to view them with an educated and unbiased perspective. It is too easy to look at photos of Columbine without any knowledge of the facts and jump to conclusions as to why it happened. It is our responsibility to focus on the horror that each and every victim experienced, rather than the anger we feel towards the shooters. After tragedy, we must mourn for those who have passed, but also work towards a solution to ensure it never happens again. The solution is not to hold those who choose to be different responsible, but to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, what could I have done, and what can I do to make it better? We are obligated to the victims and to the shooters to see it through their perspectives, and to work towards a resolution that keeps school shootings from ever happening again.